Gonna try, gonna try, gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, cause I'm not giving up on my dream. I've been thinking about the good times.
Hi my lovely Frosty Fam, it's me, Karen Frost, here at Nail Decadence, and welcome to my channel, welcome one and all, and also welcome to episode 1 of Manicures and Musings with Mrs. Frosty. That'll be me. So, in this video, you're gonna see me do a set of nails, and I'm showing you all the bits and bobs that I'll be using. There's a lot going into this set of nails. But I'm not actually going to be discussing the nails per se. We're going to have a little chat, and I'd like you guys to participate in the comments section and let me know your thoughts and stuff. So yeah, I think this is going to be a fun series. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys will enjoy it too. It won't be every video, of course. It will just be, you know, maybe twice a month kind of thing, just, you know, just to change it up so that I'm not always explaining what I'm doing and just doing something fun, you know. So what's the topic today? Well, the topic today is First Amendment auditors. Now, if you don't know what that is, because I didn't know what that was, I discovered this during my COVID, when I was, you know, suffering from COVID in recovery, I watched a lot of YouTube, and there are these people called First Amendment auditors who go around with their phones or actual camera equipment and claim to be auditing public servants, as it were, and making sure they're doing their jobs correctly and filming it. It's very bizarre, and I'm just like, what? Hey, so I watched a few channels that were doing commentary on these First Amendment auditors, and it's actually quite funny because the commentary is funny. But these First Amendment auditors would go to somewhere like, I don't know, a museum, or a civil place where there's civil workers working there, even police stations. It's very bizarre, and they walk up to the building and they're filming everything, and then they go in and they say, you know, are you doing the receptionist will say, oh, hi, can I help you? And they'll go, no. And the receptionist is like, are you here to see someone? Yeah, I'm here to see if you're doing your job. And it's like, huh? Are you for real? And when they say, oh, say it's a court hearing where there's children there, you can't film in those kind of places. They'll take their cameras in these places, try and film it. And when somebody says to them, no, you can't film in here, they'll go, but that's my right. I'm allowed to film and document anything that I visit because I'm a journalist. Freedom of the press. And he's like, what? You're a journalist? Okay, so where are your credentials? And obviously they're not journalists, so they have 0 credentials, and they say, I don't answer questions. Okay then. And you can see the confusion in people's faces, like, what is going on here? And what they essentially do is go around being really obnoxious, arrogant, rude, in order to elicit a response from someone so that they can film it and put it on their YouTube channel. It's despicable. It really is. It's disgusting behaviour that I just can't wrap my head around. But they will go into places like the post office, film there, and then start talking about this poster 7. Apparently there's a poster 7 in the post office which says, and they only read the first part of it, which says that, yeah, you're allowed to film and, you know, record audio and visual, but it also says with permission, prior permission from the post office master. Now, these people don't read that part. They just say, they read the part where they have a right to film audio and visual, but they just totally ignore the part where it says you have to have prior permission from the postmaster to do so. And because people don't know about Poster 7, I'm sure you're probably thinking, well, Poster 7, what's Poster 7? Yeah, I thought that too. But it is a document that's up in the post offices. And I'm talking about America here. I haven't seen much of this in the UK, but most of what I've seen is happening in America because their postal system, although it's a public place, it's a privately run company, as it were. It's all very bizarre, but they have this thing about going into post offices and filming people, claiming that they're allowed to do so under their First Amendment rights, and that Poster 7 allows them to do it. And because people don't know about Poster 7 and they think that that's true, so they then let them record. But then you've got customers going, please don't record me and don't record my children, and they just carry on recording. There's times where they are, and how are you going to stop me? I can record you. This is a public place. I can do what I like. And the arrogance is so much. It's unbelievable how rude and arrogant these people are. They just barge in with their cameras and say, try and stop me. I can do what I like under my First Amendment rights. And it's just making a mockery of the freedom of the press and obviously the First Amendment right to record. But it's like, no, what about your common decency and manners? Like, who raised you? Who raised you to go into a place and just cause mayhem so that you can film it and put it on YouTube and ask people for money? They literally, and most of these First Amendment auditors, they put up their PayPal details and say, I need money because I got put in jail. Yeah, you got arrested because you were trespassed and you refused to leave. So then you get yourself arrested. That's you doing it on purpose. And there's people that actually give them money to help them get out of jail and stuff. And it's like, why? They put themselves there. I'm going to talk about the post office situation again, because I've seen quite a few videos of where they go into the post office and talk about this Poster 7, blah, blah, blah. And the postmaster will come out and say, look, you can't film in here. You do not have permission to film in here. You're making my customers uncomfortable. This is not a public place. Yes, it's open to the public, but it's actually not a public place. Please leave. You have no right to film here. I'm telling you to leave. They refuse to leave, so that the postmaster has no other option but to call the police. And then when the police get there, they do the whole, I have, under my First Amendment rights, I have the right to film, I'm a journalist, freedom of the press, blah, blah, blah. And depending on who the police officer is, they may or may not believe it. Now, I've seen some videos where the police believe that what they're saying, because they sound quite convincing, because they when they say they have all these rights and stuff, if you don't know any different, they sound quite convincing. And some police officers take them at their word and then literally leave and do nothing and don't make them leave. And I don't understand that concept, but hey ho. But then there are some other police officers who are a bit more savvy, and they will say, look, you've been trespassed. You have to leave now. You cannot stay here. You cannot record here anymore. The postmaster's trespassed you. Leave, or you'll be arrested. And this First Amendment auditor will just refuse to leave point blank, and they will drag it out for ages, minutes and minutes and minutes, back and forth with the police officer, when the police is saying, please, you got to leave, otherwise I'm going to have to, arrest you. And they'll they'll butt into the conversation and ramble on a load of nonsense just to drag it out even longer and make even more of a scene, because that's what it's all about. It's all about making a scene to make the video as interesting as possible, to get it on YouTube so that it gets, you know, viral and gets the views for them, which in turn gets them subscribers and more donations to their PayPal and stuff. And it's I just don't understand it. So I don't actually watch their channels. I watch the people doing the commentary on these First Amendment auditors, because I'm not contributing to that. No, that kind of behaviour is unacceptable in my opinion. You just common decency would tell you not to do things like that. And they film people's children and all sorts, and they do not blur the children's faces out or anything. They have zero respect for their fellow human beings. They don't act like human beings at all. They go in with their arrogance and their ignorance and their demands for, I can do what I like, when I like, how I like, and there's nothing you can do about it to stop me. And that is their whole mantra, and it is just absolutely bizarre. So anyway, getting back to this post office thing, so they will whittle on about their rights and blah blah blah, and depending on the patience of the police officer, it depends on how long they'll let them drag it out, but eventually they will be just like, you know, no, enough is enough. Leave now or you'll be arrested. And they'll go, no, I'm not leaving. I'm entitled to it. And they'll start their spiel all over again. And then they get arrested. The police officer will take them out and put them in jail. And then they'll give their sob story to their subscribers. I'm in jail. I need money. PayPal me. And they actually get money from their subscribers that way. And it's mind-blowing to me. It's just like, my mind is exploding right now. How is this a thing? And there are loads and loads of channels. Now, I've also noticed a lot of these, not all, but a lot of these First Amendment auditors, well, they're known as frauditors by the commentary channels. They call them frauditors because it's just a massive con. It's a massive fraud. Anyway, as I was saying, a lot of these channels, when the commentary channels are able to discover or their identity, some of them, you know, don't share their identity, as in their name and stuff, their legal name, but some of them have been found out to who they are, and their history, as in their police history, is quite concerning. There's one guy who has a history of domestic violence and theft. There's another guy who has a history of violence and unscrupulous behaviour, we'll say. Racist behaviour. They're openly racist in their videos, some of them I've seen. Just bigots and racist and homophobic, and just the main thing is they all seem to be very scummy people with no morals, no decency, no common sense. Just, I think it takes a certain type of person to become a frauditor or a First Amendment auditor. Definitely prefer frauditor. It is definitely a niche. I don't even know what to classify it as, because it's just absolutely bizarre. I don't get it. So my question to you guys, do you know about these First Amendment auditors, these frauditors? Have you heard about them? Have you seen any of the commentary videos about them? There's a commentary channel by the name of Schrodinger's Cat. He does commentary, and what's the other one called? Oh, I've got to look it up. Hold on. He's quite funny. It's a Dutch guy, but he speaks English. And yeah, let me just grab his name. I should have done this beforehand. I have to look. Radical. So that's what his channel's called, Radical. Anyway, their commentary is quite hilarious. There's one particular frauditor that I find absolutely despicable, and he's the one that's openly aggressive, rude, obnoxious, racist, homophobic, and I can't with him. He's just so disgusting. Lowest of the low, scum of the scum. But watching the commentary channels tear apart everything they say with proper facts is quite satisfying. I don't even know how I started watching these things. I think it started off with a sovereign citizen video popping up in my feed, and I was like, what's this all about? And it was a commentary on the sovereign citizens, and I was mind blown. And then the next thing I knew, the next video I watched was a First Amendment auditor frauditor commentary video, and I was hooked. Whilst I was recovering from COVID, that's what I was watching. That and true crime. I love a bit of true crime. Who doesn't love a bit of true crime? Bailey Sarian is just a goddess, isn't she? Really, she's just stunningly beautiful inside and out, and her Makeup Mystery Mondays is just everything. Oh, love it. I love that series, and that's what inspired me to do this, Manicures and Musings with Mrs. Frosty. I didn't want to be specific about a topic, because I want to be able to talk to you guys about anything that is on my mind, and I didn't want to just restrict. I want to be able to talk to you guys about everything and anything. And these First Amendment auditors, the sovereign citizens, and the Moors, I've been watching so many commentary videos, and they're just, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. They literally make up their own laws and go to court and tell the judge that they don't know what they're talking about, and that the judge is wrong. And it's like, huh? What planet are you from? Because here on Earth we have laws, and citizens have to abide by those laws. You can't just make up your own ones and refuse to comply with the laws of the land. What's that all about? Anyway, that's for another video. We'll get into that for another video. Anyway, these First Amendment auditors are lunatics who tend to be extremely unsafe characters with no life, no friends, and no prospects, quite frankly. It's just disgusting display of lack of humanity, the way they behave. And it's quite scary, because it seems to be catching on. There are new channels popping up all the time of these frauditors, and what concerns me is that the way they behave in public, they seem to be quite unhinged, and I can see things getting just worse. Because if you imagine you go into the post office and you're just there to, post a parcel, for goodness sake, and you've got some dirty, smelly man with a camera in your face recording everything. There was one lady who asked him not to record her because he could see her PIN number. He could see where she was putting her card in the machine, and she didn't want him to record her putting her PIN number in, because obviously that's quite unsafe. It wasn't an unreasonable request. She was like, please, can you not record me putting my PIN number in? And he was like, no, I can film what I like, you can't stop me. And she was like, no, please, seriously, can you not record me whilst I put my PIN number in, please? That's quite You know, for my safety, can you not do that? And he went, yeah, all right. And zoomed in on her putting her PIN number in the machine and put it on YouTube. Who does that? Who raised you? Oh, that gets my blood boiling, that does. That is so inconsiderate and just, foul human being, foul. Why are there people like this in the world? I don't understand. And like I said, it seems like there are more and more of them popping up because they seem to do fairly well on YouTube and make quite a bit of money from not only their AdSense but from their, you know, PayPal, etc. And I can't fathom why they have subscribers, number one. Number two, why those subscribers would willingly PayPal them money to fund their weird and horrendous behaviour, quite frankly. They are low scuzzy people, and it's just like, why would you give money to these people so that they can go around harassing people that are just trying to do their job or go about their daily lives, just because this person has no life, has no job, and just wants to go around aggravating people in order to get to elicit a response from them so that they get something exciting to put onto YouTube. So if, say, a customer in the post office loses their temper with this person, well, that just makes it all the better for this First Amendment auditor, because that makes their video more interesting. They'll get more views if they've got, you know, an irate customer arguing with them. They love that. That's exactly what they want. And it's like, you don't really want to argue with them because it gives them more footage for their channel, but by the other token, if you keep quiet and let them carry on, that's also not good, you know. It's like, point out they're being obnoxious idiots, or stay quiet and let them carry on with it. It's like, which one do you do? What would you do? Would you say something? I'm not sure I could keep quiet if somebody was behaving that way, especially when they're just, you know, filming that lady's PIN number. I mean, really? Did you really need to do that? Really? Oh, wow. You see, it's things like this that makes me just give up on humanity. It's like, really, this was what the world is coming to. We've got these frauditors making money from going around harassing people, disturbing and disrupting everyone's lives just so that they can get more content on their YouTube channel. That's what it's come down to. That's quite scary to me. So you have zero talent, zero anything to offer society or better your community. So you go around with your camera provoking and cop baiting just so that you've got footage for your YouTube channel. I mean, my mind is blown, absolutely blown away by this conceited, selfish and just awful display of behaviour. I don't get it. So yeah, like I said, my question to you is, 1, have you heard of these First Amendment auditor frauditors? And 2, if you have, what do you make of it? Because I'm blown away that this is really happening. It's like I have to pinch myself. Is this real? Do people really behave this way in public? Is this real? Oh, I just can't fathom it. I'm quite a logical thinker, and it's just their behaviour it's illogical to me. It makes no sense. They're not out actually fighting for their First Amendment rights. They're just out to cause a ruckus so that they've got something to film for YouTube, and it's horrendous. Anyway, we are at the end of the video. If you are still here, thank you ever so much. It's time to top it off and keep it tough, and I'm going to stop ranting now. But thank you for joining me on this video. I hope you haven't minded too much that it's a little bit different for what I usually put on my channel, but you know, something different, why not give it a go? Anywho, this set is inspired by this beautiful opal here, and it's a photo from Black Opal Direct on YouTube. Now, Justin cuts opals, and the way he gets these opals from this little knobby of rock is amazing. So check out their YouTube channel, Black Opal Direct. It's just really relaxing, and if you've been watching a frauditor video that's got your blood boiling, go and watch Black Opal Direct and your blood pressure will come down, because Justin's funny and it's just really relaxing to watch him cut opals. So yeah, I've also watched a lot of Black Opal Direct to calm myself after I've been agitated. Anywho, thank you ever so much for coming to my channel, watching this video, spending some of your most precious time with me. Thank you. I appreciate you ever so much. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. Join the Frosty Fam. We'd love to have you. If you've liked this video, if you enjoyed it in any way, shape or form, please go ahead and click that like button. It really helps your girl out. And if you feel like it, you are more than welcome to leave me a comment. I'm happy to talk to you. That's all I've got for this time, peeps. You take care now, and I will speak to you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.